60 feet of solid granite, 4 presidents gazing across America, 6 million visitors every year. But what they don't see is what lies behind the stone. In 1998, a park ranger discovered something that wasn't supposed to exist, a passageway sealed for decades, leading deep into the mountain's core. What was hidden there would rewrite everything we thought we knew about America's most iconic monument. This is the story they never wanted you to find. 1927. A Danish-American sculptor named Gutzon Borglum stood before a mountain and saw the impossible. But Borglum wasn't just creating faces. He was obsessed with legacy, with permanence, with ensuring that American democracy would survive, even if civilization itself collapsed. In his private journals, discovered only in 1999, Borglum wrote, "The faces are just the door. What lies behind will outlast empires." But what he built behind those presidential faces was far more ambitious than anyone realized, and far more secret. Behind Abraham Lincoln's head, 70 feet into the mountain, there's a chamber, 16 feet wide, carved by hand from 1938 to 1939. Borglum called it the Hall of Records, his secret archive for humanity. In 1998, the National Park Service finally completed Borglum's vision. Inside this vault, sealed in a titanium teakwood box, are 16 porcelain enamel panels. But here's what they don't tell you on the park tour. The Hall of Records was never finished, and what Borglum originally planned to put inside was far more controversial. Borglum's original blueprints reveal a structure that would rival the Library of Congress, an 800-foot hall, bronze doors, a grand staircase leading to multiple archive chambers. He wanted to store more than documents. Borglum planned to include artifacts from American history, the original draft of the Gettysburg Address, samples of American inventions, seeds from significant crops, even genetic material. The year was 1938. Hitler was in power. Stalin was purging millions. Democracy was under existential threat, and Borglum was racing against time. But then, Congress pulled the funding. The project was deemed too expensive, too ambitious, and possibly too dangerous. Official records state the Hall of Records was defunded due to World War II budget constraints, but declassified documents tell a different story. In 2003, a Freedom of Information Act request revealed FBI surveillance of Gutzon Borglum. The reason? Suspected ties to eugenics movements and white supremacist organizations. This raises an impossible question. What would Borglum have sealed inside that mountain if he'd had complete control? What American values would he have chosen to preserve for eternity? We'll never know, because in 1941, Borglum died, and his secrets died with him. In 2016, a team from Colorado School of Mines conducted a geological survey of Mount Rushmore. They were looking for structural weaknesses. What they found was far stranger. One void, approximately 40 feet behind Theodore Roosevelt's head, is roughly the size of a small room. Another, near Jefferson, appears to be a vertical shaft descending 80 feet. The National Park Service claims these are natural fractures in the granite, but workers from the original construction tell a different story. Could there be sealed chambers we've never discovered? And if so, what's inside them? But there's an older secret buried in this mountain, one that predates Borglum by millennia. The Lakota people called this place Six Grandfathers, a sacred site where vision quests were performed, where the earth spoke to those who listened. In 1925, 2 years before Borglum began carving, a geological expedition documented a series of natural caves in the mountain. By 1930, those caves had vanished from all official records. Did Borglum discover these caves? Did he incorporate them into his design? And did he find something inside that changed his entire vision for the monument? October 12, 1939. A construction worker named Thomas Carlson was drilling a ventilation shaft for the Hall of Records when his drill bit broke through into nothing. According to his incident report, recently discovered in a private collection, Carlson's drill punched through 3 feet of granite into an open chamber. When he shined his light through the hole, he saw something he couldn't explain. The chamber was not natural. The walls were smooth. There were markings, not English, not anything I recognized, and at the far end, something that reflected my light back. Metal or glass, I can't be certain. Carlson reported his finding to Borglum directly. The next day, that section of tunnel was filled with concrete. Carlson was paid a bonus of $500, 6-month salary, and transferred to a different part of the project. Whatever Thomas Carlson saw that day remains buried under tons of concrete and granite. In recent years, Mount Rushmore has become a source of unexplained phenomena. Security cameras regularly malfunction near certain areas of the monument. In 2019, a maintenance crew reported hearing sounds from inside the mountain. Rhythmic tapping, always at night, always from the sealed sections. Geological surveys confirm the mountain is stable, structurally sound, but the sounds continue. And every few years, someone asks the National Park Service to open the sealed chambers to finally investigate what's really inside this mountain. The answer is always no. So what lies beneath Mount Rushmore? The truth is, we may never know. Perhaps it's nothing more than Borglum's unfulfilled dreams, chambers he carved but never completed, spaces that exist only in blueprints and imagination. Or perhaps there's something more, something Borglum discovered in those sacred Black Hills, something that changed a monument into a mystery. The faces will erode. Given enough millennia, even granite surrenders to wind and rain. But what's protected inside the mountain? That could last forever. Mount Rushmore was built as a testament to American democracy, to the ideas that bind a nation, to the belief that some things must be preserved no matter the cost. But every monument has its shadows, every legacy its complications, and beneath every great symbol there are secrets. What Gutzon Borglum buried in this mountain, whether documents, artifacts, or truths too difficult to face, remains locked behind stone. Perhaps that's exactly how it was meant to be. Some doors are sealed for a reason. Some secrets are meant to stay buried. This is Mount Rushmore, monument, mystery, and maybe tomb.